Got it. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. It is December 5th, 2023, the year I call 7. I'm actually going live, bringing you Reflect, Release, Restore. I actually was streaming this over on my new Get Hobby channel, but we were having technical difficulties. So I am here hoping that my community can come over here and catch this live. So I'm going to wait for a few minutes and hopefully everybody can come in. Let's see. Got it. This is actually my first live, I think, on YouTube. So this is exciting. And I'm going to see if my chat works. Welcome to live chat. Remember your guidelines. Right. No, not that one. Okay. Save highlight. Okay. So I'm just waiting for everyone to come in. And okay. So hopefully this is working. So yes, bear with me. I was over, as I said, I was starting my workshop and we were having an amazing amount of technical difficulties. So here to start our class here, and so the chat should be on. Hopefully, if anybody wants to send a message or hear me, how it's going. Hey, somebody's coming in. Okay, welcome. Welcome. I don't see the chat. I see that it's on, but I don't see anybody in the chat. So if you guys want to start typing away and let me know that you're here. Again, welcome to Reflect, Release, Restore. I am so sorry for my ladies that were over at Hobby with me. You ladies were so awesome. You guys are so awesome trying to help me with all this technical stuff because I'm not tech savvy. So please forgive. I'm so sorry. I'm glad you're coming in though. I can see we are live and I see 2 are in here. So that's wonderful. The chat is enabled so you guys can chat and let me know you're here. If you're coming in from our class workshop from the Hobby website, which we were having trouble with. So I'm just gonna kind of wait for a couple of minutes and see, make sure everybody's coming in. And I do apologize for not having, I really don't know what happened. We were just struggling with trying to have it unmuted, and I had no access to my buttons for some reason. I don't know why. It didn't let me you know, I don't know, ladies. So I apologize. I'm glad you're coming in. I can see how many are coming in. I don't see who's here. I think the only way I'll know that is in the chat. So if you guys want to send me some messages so I can see you guys are in here. Ladies, thank you so much for being patient and sticking it out with me. I'm so sorry that all this happened. I'm definitely going to talk with, hi Rana. Nice to meet you. I'm Ruby. Welcome to the workshop. She's restored and the channel. Kind of a crazy, a crazy turn of events there, but hey, hi Jamie. Thank you so much for coming and for helping. Y'all are awesome and amazing. I'm so happy to meet all of you. And what can I say? I'm not tech savvy at all. I'm not. It's one of my weaknesses. So please forgive. I promise I will talk with my lady and ask her, what I did wrong so I can figure it out for next time. and any of the other classes that you guys would join me in. Um, so yes, I see, let's see, two of us are here. Wonderful. So I'll just wait a couple of minutes to see the other ladies if they can hop on over here. And then we're going to get started. I have so much for y'all. So if you guys have a little extra time, I am so ready. Yay! Hi, Rachel. Rochelle, I'm sorry, Rochelle. Nice to meet you. Thank you for your patience and for your help. So this is my YouTube channel. If y'all are interested, of course, subscribe, hang out. But I do apologize again for all the technical difficulties. But here we are. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share this with you. This is something that I put together summer of 2022. And it really is sort of an introduction to Soul Strengthening Sessions, which is a weekly gathering that I have that I've been doing actually for some time. I'm hoping to share it on Hobby once that's sorted and straightened out. And I invite you to join me there, obviously. Basically, what I teach is I give you soul strengthening group classes, and I teach you on the inner healing journey. In fact, that is what I do. I'm an art therapist. So I use art, music, and movement to process pain and trauma. It is something that I have personally been going through myself, and it is my life's calling. So I teach on that, very general, in these group classes, which is what I'm going to do today. But actually, we're going to do this specific workshop. But this is going to kind of introduce you to that. So I have my own signature 3 to 5 step process of processing pain and releasing pain of the soul. So this workshop is going to help you kind of gain some understanding on the basics of that and a little bit more. So I don't know if you all are writers or creatives. I hope you have some time, because this is going to be very in-depth today, and you will take lots of notes. So I should have probably put that in the description that you're going to need lots of pen and paper. But let's get started, okay? Listen, if you have any questions, I can see you guys right now. Like, I can see everything you've typed, so feel free to ask me as we're going. But I will spend some time toward the end to answer any questions, okay? And perhaps maybe like asterisk it or caps or something, so I can see that it is a question, because I want to make sure that we get to it, okay? But let's get started. Is everybody ready to get started? And any questions or anything before we get started? Are we good? Everyone's good? So, so I think we're just going to get going. So, let's see. Okay, so reflect. Awesome. Okay, reflect. Let me define this for you. I am a word nerd. I love words, and I love to marry them and put them together and make them have lots and lots of word babies. And I love definitions. I love the thesaurus. I actually used to read the thesaurus for fun in high school. I know that's goofy, but it's true. I did. So let's define reflect. It is to look back, to contemplate, to ponder what has been. Okay, and this is a very important part of the inner healing journey, because it is part of acknowledging, which is one of my 3 to 5 steps that, again, I will share this later again, but if you're ever interested in one-to-one sessions with me, this is what I do. I help you understand the roots of your brokenness so that you can be set free and you can learn to live in the abundant life that God created us to have. So in order for us to fully live our best life, we must be set free from the strongholds of the past that have kept us in bondage. stagnant, or in a difficult place where hope can't reign. Okay? Our present is the apex of our life. By the way, I'm reading from my notes because I want to make sure you get all of this tonight, okay? Welcome, everyone who's coming in. I'm so excited. Sorry about the technical difficulties over on the other place, but here we go. We just got started and we are defining reflect. Our present is the apex of our life. Our future is the hope of our life. And our past is the culmination of our life. Okay? So, while we don't want to sit in the past, we need the past to understand where we are now and to further understand where we are to go. Okay? So, for us to truly live the abundant life, we have been promised by God we must have peace with those parts of our life that have brokenness. Okay? She's Restored is founded on the understanding of the inherent restoration that we have through God Himself. Okay? That is a promise. And our life here is to walk it out, to learn, okay, where did I get broken? Everything that's happened to me led me here, and it has brought me to who I am. However, there are some parts that need to be healed. So part of me understanding how to do that is to go back and reflect. Okay? Okay, so now we want to make peace with the past so we can find our path to restoration. And so we can be able to carry all that is necessary to continue our journey, because this whole life is a journey. It's a journey to restoration. In this workshop, I am going to teach you 3 basic fundamental principles that you can implement to begin and continue your inner healing journey. Okay? So first, I'm going to share with you what I call 2 pillars. Now, these are just, by the way, everything I'm going to share is personal revelation in my own journey that I've literally compiled and created this workshop with. So these are 2 pillars that I personally believe that our life, that are part of our life that we can trace back to the roots of our brokenness. Okay? Number 1, are we ready? Number 1 is our upbringing in our childhood. Okay? I would venture to say that all of us have childhood trauma of some kind. Some of us are in tune with this. We know where we got broken, where we got hurt, and why we wrestle with the things we wrestle with. And some of us don't. Because in childhood, up to a certain point, we are not able to fully process mentally, or actually in any way, really, but because of our brain not being completely developed yet, some trauma is actually out of sight for us, which means that it is a little bit harder to get to, but we can still get to it because trauma is stored in the limbic part of the brain, the limbic system, the subconscious part of the mind. And what I teach personally when I do my one-to-one sessions with you is to learn how to get to those places so we can activate that part of the mind, which is what art is. Art, music, movement, anything creative activates and accesses that part of the mind, which is where the trauma is stored. That's just a little nugget for you there. But number 1 is our upbringing in our childhood. How we were raised, the environment of our youth and childhood, the love and honor we did or did not receive, and trauma. So, again, like I said, whether we knew it or we didn't know it, there are things in our childhood that broke us, that led us to number 2, which is our life experiences. Welcome for those who are just joining. Thank you so much for coming and for being patient. I am teaching right now on the two pillars that I believe are the roots to our brokenness. Number one is our upbringing and childhood trauma, and number two is our life experiences. So everything after we left the space of our upbringing, and I will say the physical space of our upbringing, even though a lot of times we're still in the space of our upbringing, even though we've been physically removed from it. But I will say that as a little highlight there. It's important to remember that our upbringing had a direct impact on the course of our life experiences. Okay, it's a domino effect. What I went through as a kid affected how I thought about self, how I thought about God, how I thought about other people, thus leading me to how I live my life through the lens of my brokenness, my unhealed self, which unfortunately can compound the childhood trauma because of the unhealed version of self still in, I would say, self-preservation mode. Okay? Understanding this connection, again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I am very cognizant that I've taken a lot of your time already. So I just kind of want to go through it, but please feel free to ask anything or share anything, okay? Let's see. Understanding this connection will greatly help guide you with a roadmap to navigate your current struggles, okay? Learning to acknowledge, which is my first step in my 3 to 5 step process of processing pain. Learning to acknowledge these struggles and battles you face is the first step to inner healing. Okay? So if you want to know, how do I deal with all this pain that I've been carrying? It begins with acknowledging. Again, it was what I teach on my one-to-one sessions and a lot of what I teach in the soul strengthening sessions classes. Okay, so reflect. As I mentioned earlier, I think this is Webster's definition, to look back, to contemplate, and to ponder what has been. Okay? So, reflection is a posture of the mind and heart which allows for us to remember what has been, as we covered just a few minutes ago. When we begin the process of the inner healing journey, we must be ready to take our soul into this space. Okay, so what is our soul? I always teach on this. Our soul is our mind, our thoughts, our heart, our emotions, and our will, which is our decisions and the decision-making part of self, okay? The soul is carefully created to influence itself. Our thoughts influence our emotions, and our emotions influence our decisions. Ladies, this is what I teach all of the time, okay? If you want to know, why do I feel the way I feel, you have to go back to what am I thinking? Why do I make the decisions and the choices I make? It's because of how I'm feeling. It is a constant circle of existence in the soul realm, okay? Thoughts, emotions, decisions, mind, heart, will. Reflecting back on our past or even recent past engages the entire soul. Our soul is also connected and a part of the inner being, which is spirit, soul, and heart. So our spirit is the core part of the inner being. That is the part of self that is invisible clearly, but it is either connected to the source, who is God himself, or it is not. And the spirit will impact the soul realm, and the soul realm impacts the body. Okay? It is here that our entire life is processed. Okay, so when we reflect, we connect ourselves to remember what we have been through, what has happened. Reflection can trigger our emotional realm as thoughts and memories are accessed, bringing us to a vulnerable state where we are presently aware of the pain we have recalled. Okay? This is something that is very important to know, because when you're learning about the inner healing journey, you're learning that healing is not easy. It is actually quite painful, but we have to go through the process to heal. And that requires us to reflect. Okay? So yes, with that said, it is important to remember you must be ready to go through the process. Okay? So right now I'm going to share with you these are just my thoughts and my opinion on this, but 3 stages when dealing with pain and trauma. The first is running away. Believe it or not, running away is a stage of dealing with the pain in your soul. And what does that look like? Well, it can look like all kinds of things. It can look like misbehavior, addiction of any kind, and number 2, suppressing and ignoring. Again, behavioral patterns, mental patterns, emotional patterns, physical patterns. And number 3 is acknowledging. So number 3 is the stage where I am ready to, because I'm tired of running from it, I'm tired of ignoring it and suppressing it. It is to the point where I can no longer ignore that I'm hurting, that I'm in pain. So stage number 3 is where it begins, is to acknowledge, okay, something's wrong. I need help. I need to figure out what's going on, because I can't continue in this lifestyle. I can't continue in this pattern. I can't continue in this, emotional state, this depression, anxiety, whatever it is that you're dealing with. Number 3 is where it all begins. So when you reach acknowledging, then you are ready to begin your inner healing journey. This readiness guards you and girds you with strength to remain steadfast in your time of reflection. So when painful memories begin to reveal themselves and agitate your emotions, you're ready to handle it and go through it. And let me tell you this, even while you are ready to go through it, there are still moments where you don't feel ready. But that is just part of going through the process of inner healing. Let's see. Right, so as I shared earlier, during my soul strengthening sessions, which by the way are Tuesdays, I'm going to begin them on Hobby, hopefully. Yes, I am. We're going to figure this out. And I have lots of teachings here on my YouTube, so you're free to watch those anytime. But during my soul strengthening sessions, I will teach you how to safely and triumphantly walk through all of this. And usually my sessions, I have them specifically tailored to a topic, such as anxiety. In fact, I'm actually going to be teaching a class on anxiety because I feel it is something that plagues us all, and to gain more understanding and insight and wisdom is a wonderful thing for us. Okay, so yes, again, if you're interested in those classes, please join me over there Tuesday evenings at 6 p.m. Now, coming back to reflecting. It is usually here when we begin to feel pain, rising within us that we cannot escape and abandon in our thoughts and emotions. But as counterintuitive as it may seem, facing our pain is our remedy to alleviate it. Okay? It's counterintuitive because we are designed to be in a state of peace and be away from anything that threatens that. However, in this process of I'm going back to the things that broke me, I need to remember that facing it is how I'm going to overcome. Okay, so here's where we're going to start our writing. Let's see. This is your first assignment. So this is a question I have for you. I'd like you to take a couple of minutes and write down 2 painful memories that you can recall from your past, one from your childhood, and the second from your adult life. So please take a few minutes and think about this. And if you can't, then it's okay. But this is something I'd like you to reflect on. What happened to me when I was a kid? It doesn't matter how, even to somebody who might think, well, it's not a big deal. Somebody made fun of your shirt, but it hurt you. Because that's what's important to recognize is it hurt you. And it created a sense of insecurity or agitation in your heart, in your soul, or in your spirit, or in your body that made you feel less than you are. Which, by the way, ladies, I always say this, but this will be the first time you possibly have heard this. Your soul and your heart are unique, special, uniquely tailored and created for you because that's how God created you. Your heart is beautiful and your soul is exquisite. And as long as you know me, I will never let you forget this. Number 2. Number 2. I'm going to briefly go through this because I am going to be teaching on anxiety, but let's take a few minutes to address anxiety, okay? Anxiety is something we all wrestle with, and they are unique to our personality. They are rooted in our brokenness, as I've shared. And for your second writing assignment, I'd like you to write down 3 to 5 areas in your life that bring you anxiety. And if you choose to take my anxiety class later, you're going to gain much more understanding from this, okay? Be as detailed as you need or as short as you need, but this is for you. 3 to 5 areas or 3 to 5 things that bring you anxiety, okay? Okay, so that's your second writing assignment. And take your time, so you can just write this down, write down what the assignment was and then come back to it later, or you can just go over it now. But I'm going to move on to part 3, which is release, or actually it's number 2. It's reflect. Now we're on to release. Release is to literally let go of something. Release is the space where our freedom begins. To be set free is the most beautiful existence to behold. And it is a beautiful place to be when you have finally been set free from something that has kept you in bondage. And I'm sure we all have a testimony of some kind to say, I have been set free. And I'm here to help you get set free even more. Okay? So let me introduce you to my 3-step, it's actually 3 to 5-step, but 3-step signature process to help you understand the basic principles of this release that I'm talking about. This is a signature process because in my time with the Lord and my own inner healing journey, this is what He gave to me to help me. And now I'm bringing it to you. I also have a book actually on this for anybody who's interested. Just send me a message and I will be happy to share it with you. But here they are. These 3 steps will help you understand the basic principles of processing pain. This is what I have founded my pain processing method that I teach in my one-to-one sessions and in my group classes. And this is what they are. Number 1, acknowledge. Number 2, accept and embrace. And number 3, release. Release, as I like to say, is the crux of the entire inner healing process, because we have to let go of the pain to make room for the healing. There is a specific realm in the brain, and I shared this earlier, but in the mind where pain gets trapped, and that is the limbic system. This is why I personally believe in art as therapy, because that is how it's accessed. Sure, of course I can, Jamie. So they are, number 1, to acknowledge. Number 2, to accept and embrace. And number 3, to release. Okay, so here's your 3rd writing assignment. Write 3 things in your life that you feel have kept you in a difficult place. 3 things that you'd like help with, okay? Essentially that you would like to release. 3 things. There are many ways that you can process your broken thoughts and emotions that are easily accessible and to help you get started. So, any questions on any of the 3? Reflect, release. Actually, we're going to go into restore, but any of the 2, I should say, so far. If not, that's okay. But right now I'm going to share some methods to release your pain that you can do right now. Many of these methods I use in my one-to-one sessions. Number 1 is journaling. In fact, I'm going to be teaching on journaling. I'm very excited, you guys. I'm doing a lot of classes. So I will be doing journaling class, and that one is a free one. But I'll be teaching you on journaling. So journaling is a very therapeutic method because it allows you to in a quiet environment, reflect and release your thoughts. Okay? And that is part of decluttering the mind, which is essential to letting go of negative thought patterns. Number 2 is color therapy. Color therapy comes in all kinds of ways, but essentially color is your liberation. Okay? And movement therapy, another thing I teach. So because trauma gets stored in the body, we need to release it through the body. So dancing, movement, exercise, physical meditation of any kind, we use these things. Number 4 is music therapy, another modality that I use. Music is so powerful. I'm a music fanatic, and I encourage you to listen to music to release pain. I will actually be teaching on this later, but it is a very, very powerful way to release pain. Talk therapy. So that's counseling, that's telling somebody your problems. It is very healthy and it is very good. And let's see. One little note I would give you with talk therapy is to remember to protect your space when you're sharing. Because when we open ourselves up emotionally, we're vulnerable to outside. And we want to make sure that we can confide in the person that we're sharing our thoughts and our emotions with. Restore. Restore is where you will be when you have gone through this process. It is a place of liberation and freedom, and is a place of wholeness, which is essentially what we want. We want to be whole. We were created to be restored and whole. So we intrinsically long all the time for love, peace, joy, all of those beautiful spiritual inheritance. It is ours. And our journey here is to get to that place, which is why I'm here. This is my calling. This is why I'm here. This is why I teach what I teach. And I hope this has blessed you. Thank you so much for your patience, ladies. I can't thank you enough. I will make sure the next class I teach is set up. And if there's any issues, then I will message you all if you'd like, or let me know, or let you know, so we can figure out another streaming platform, because I think there is another Google or something like that that I can use through Hobby. But I'm going to take questions or comments now. If anybody has anything to share, I'd be happy to answer any questions. And let me know what you think. And I tried to, I think we're a little bit past the 7 o'clock hour, but I tried to consolidate everything as quickly as I could to honor y'all's time. But thank y'all so much. If you have any questions, or you're interested in doing one-to-one sessions, please don't hesitate. My email is shesrestored@gmail.com. My availability is very open at the moment. I can work with your schedule, and I can certainly work with your budget. So just let me know. I'm so glad you guys came, and I hope this blessed you. I really do. Again, Soul Strengthening Sessions, weekly class that I'm beginning at Hobby, I believe at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to kick that off next week, so I hope to see you there. Ladies, if you are artists or musicians, I also teach creative coaching for you. And I have another workshop that I'm doing called Artist Dream Life Sessions. It's actually the class as well. And I'm going to be sharing some powerful stuff it's this Thursday. I'm sorry. Got a lot of classes coming up. It's this Thursday that I'm going to teach that. But I do weekly sessions as well for artists and musicians. And that's Artist Dream Life Sessions. It's on Thursdays at 6 p.m. So Tuesdays, 6 p.m. for soul strengthening, and Thursday, 6 p.m. for artists and musicians. You can find me on Instagram if y'all are there too. I'm at She's Restored on Instagram, and Soñado Libre Sound. And maybe I'll put that in there, because if I can, does it let me chat in my own chat? I don't think it's gonna let me. That's funny. Anyways, Soñado Libre Sound on Instagram as well for artists and musicians if you're interested in that. So I'm gonna let y'all get back to your evening. Thank you for sharing part of it with me, and I hope this blessed you. Love y'all, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great, great rest of your night. Bye.